what if it actually works better than you thought it would?
Mm.
You know, being open to embracing, yes, challenges, and we spoke about that already, but more important, being open to embracing the criticisms and the feedback that allow you as an individual to be able to grow, right? If anyone spends any amount of time with me, they hear me say probably 10 times a day, if you know better, you can do better. So it's
Mm.
all of our responsibilities to help people see that. So that if I see that you're doing something that either isn't serving you or that can be done better because I have experience or I learned something that can help you, I'm obligated, I feel, to share that with you, to be able to help you do better. Because if you don't realize that the message that you're sharing isn't resonating with people, let's say, or that the product that you're selling isn't working for the person or the audience that you're selling it to,
Mm-hmm.
then how do you know to shift, to pivot, to change the strategy so that you can get the desired result? So being open to embracing criticism and feedback in a positive way that allows you to focus on the growth potential and not the actual criticism itself, I believe is a significant part of the growth process. How? I mean, I've challenged you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Both on this discussion platform, but also outside of this discussion platform. I've challenged you. You've challenged me. It's a great way to play the, how do you call it? Idea tennis with each
Mm-hmm.
other, right? And so, how is it that you are able to separate kind of the good criticism and feedback that people give you to help you evolve for the better versus the people that sometimes just are negative and
Mm.
have something negative to say about everything or everyone? How do you filter that out? Because that's a challenge that so many people get stuck on.
True. That's a very good question. Let me see if I can break it down for you. But first, I would try. It's just if you're speaking to me, or are you in a group of people having a conversation, and for some reason we just came from lunch, and then you have like something like stuck in your teeth, right? And nobody's saying nothing to you about it, but you dear having a conversation, and I'm like, hey Jess, hey, you got stuff in your teeth, right? And you look around and he's like, wait a minute, we've been talking the whole time, nobody tell me about it. But then, Ashley decided to say, hey, you got something in your teeth, right? And sometimes, people they 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 don't want to hear that they got something stuck in their teeth, but they need to hear that too. Because like it is distracting. So then comes the criticism. Some criticism are distracting and some just reinforcing like, oh my God, they care. Right? That person care about me. Like they're caring enough to tell me I got something stuck in my teeth. So when somebody giving me criticism, I first I ask myself, do that person actually see my vision? And oftentimes I'm like, I don't think they get it. So I don't take offense because I don't think you understand what I'm saying. And I go back to myself like, I don't think I'm explaining what this person understands because they'd be negative because clearly they don't see the vision like I do. All they're seeing is the obstacle. Like we go back to the voter framework. So when that person seeing only the obstacle, I can tell when a person see my vision versus when they see the obstacle. When they
Mm.
see the obstacle, they get very negative. When they see the vision, like, wait a minute, Asher, I think you're onto something here. So I take both of those very valuable because the person that sees the obstacle only, I want to know what you see in that obstacle. And they're gonna give me all that negative stuff. I'm like, okay, cool, that's information I don't have because when I think about any scenario, I want to know the best case scenario and the worst case scenario. Because oftentimes my brain might not be programmed to think about the worst case scenario. Their brain totally do. So they're giving me data I don't have. Right? So I'm gonna collect that data. Like, yeah, I'm not taking offense because you don't believe in the thing. Because you believe in the obstacle more than the vision. I got it. Tell me what, how you so in love with the obstacle, so I can see what you're seeing and I'm not seeing. And then I go back to the vision. The person I see the vision like I do, they tell me, oh my God, Ashley, blah, 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 so forth and so on. So now I put those things together and I figure out what action it takes so I can transform that obstacle, right? Transform that negativity into something that's gonna reinforce my vision, get me to that vision. So I stopped like really like, oh my God, the people are lifting me up, so forth and so on. Because I know in the end, when it comes to it, I know where I need to go when I'm like down. Oh man, I need to go to people that reinforce my vision. When I'm full of energy, so forth and so on, I want to bounce ideas. I'm going to people that see the obstacle, because they're gonna give me ideas I'm not thinking about. There goes the idea tennis piece.
I love the fact that all the conversations that we have lead to common themes. And I think it's important that when anyone is trying to work towards some type of success, whether it's, launching a podcast, writing a book, starting a business, excelling in their current business, that these three things always are a significant part of that. One of them is community, right? We talk about that when you need to know how to, when you need to know better to do better, and when you want feedback, you go to your community, right? Those are the people that trust you, that you trust them, that embrace your vision and challenge you to get over the obstacle.